I work the floor at an independently owned menswear store, a small but proud establishment on a busy downtown corner. We cater to everyone: seasoned professionals, college graduates, and even those who come in with a hope and a prayer that a new suit might turn their life around. It's all because my boss, the owner, is committed to helping people who can't necessarily afford high-end prices. He's done this for years, ever since moving into our city and seeing how many folks were struggling to get back on their feet. He's there nearly every day, usually wearing one of our off-the-rack suits that he's tailored himself, greeting customers personally to make sure they know they're welcome. One chilly afternoon, I'm reorganizing ties near the register when I notice a man slip inside. The door chime dings, but he's so quiet no one notices at first, until the smell of cold air and old clothes wafts in. He's clearly homeless. His jacket is tattered at the cuffs, shoes riddled with holes. Even from a distance, I can see how thin he is. His shoulders are stooped, eyes darting around, not with guilt, but apprehension, like he's bracing himself for someone to yell at him to leave. He starts making his way around the suit racks, letting his hand drift lightly over the fabric. It's a tender gesture, like he's reconnecting with something he once loved. I watch him pause every few seconds, muttering about the cut of a sleeve or the weight of the wool. There's an intensity in his gaze, like he's not just aimlessly wandering, but actually searching for something specific. A middle-aged woman in a crisp gray pencil skirt and a meticulously styled blouse notices him too. Her lips press into a thin line. I see her glance around at some of the other customers who look uncertain about whether to stare or ignore him. She sets her jaw, and that's my cue. She's got a complaint brewing. "Excuse me, sir?" she says, a stage whisper that's somehow loud enough for half the store to hear. I know what's coming, but I give her a polite smile anyway. "Yes, ma'am? How can I help you?" She leans in, eyebrows drawn tight. "I think you may want to call security. That bum over there keeps feeling the suits and muttering to himself. I'm sure he's planning to steal something. You need to get him out." I glance toward the man, who's now examining a navy blazer on a mannequin, gently tracing the lapel with his fingertip. I can't help but feel a pang of sympathy. "Ma'am," I say carefully, "we don't discriminate here. Anyone can come in and look around." She sniffs, unimpressed. "Well, that's very noble, but let's be real. You know how they are. I'd watch him even if he wasn't homeless. He's got that look in his eye. Do you want him to scare off real customers?" I bite my tongue, forcing myself to stay calm. "Ma'am," I say quietly, "we have a policy to welcome everyone. If you feel uncomfortable, I understand, but—" She crosses her arms, raising her voice louder. "I don't think you do understand. This is a matter of safety and reputation. I'm sure your boss will see it my way." It's one of those moments where everything feels charged, like the air itself is electric. A few other patrons pause in their own browsing to watch, and the tension begins to mount. I can almost feel the homeless man growing uneasy across the store, as though he senses the hostile vibe building behind him. Finally, I signal my boss, who's been in his office working on new store flyers. He comes out to see what's going on. He's a tall black man, confident but with a kindness in his gaze. He greets the woman with a polite nod, but I see that telltale tightness in his jaw when he catches on to her tone. She rehashes her entire complaint, even embellishing how nervous everyone is about the homeless man. My boss has dealt with racism and classism in his own life, so I can see the flicker of anger in his eyes, though he keeps his voice calm. "I understand your concerns," he says. "But we do not remove customers just for browsing. If you're uneasy, we can speak further, but let me first see what he's looking for." She opens her mouth like she wants to protest, but my boss is already striding toward the man. I follow a few steps behind, uncertain how this will play out. The homeless man is still looking at jackets, fingers trembling slightly as he compares different fabrics. My boss approaches with a gentle smile. "Excuse me, sir," he says softly. "Are you finding what you need?" The man whips around, startled. Up close, he looks exhausted. Eyes shadowed, cheeks hollow. But there's a spark of pride in his gaze, like he doesn't want pity. He swallows, glancing around nervously. Not really. I'm looking for something versatile in a dark or navy wool, but most of the options in my size are American cut instead of European. I prefer a slightly slimmer fit, and pinstripes they don't suit me. I really want something that'll look good for a job interview today. My boss's eyebrows rise. For a moment, neither of them speaks. Then he nods, a slow, understanding gesture. I see. Well, I think we do have a few pieces that might fit what you're describing. Would you like me to show you? A flicker of relief brightens the man's face. Yes, thank you. I was worried nobody would help me. People usually, they just assume. My boss gives him a sympathetic look. It's all right. Come on, let's see what we can find. They walk over to a less trafficked corner of the store where we keep some of our more classic, solid suits. I hang back momentarily, but I can still see and hear them talking in hushed tones. The man rattles off details about fabric weight and drape. He brings up chest measurement, the difference between a half canvas and a fused jacket. It's clear he's not just some random bum, as the woman so cruelly put it. He knows exactly what he's talking about. When they reach a particular navy suit, I see his eyes light up. It's understated, single-breasted, a little on the slim side. Perfect for a job interview. There's a price tag hanging from the sleeve. $87, which is already discounted from the original $250. The man pales. He pulls out a few wrinkled bills and some coins from his pocket, counting them in his palm. His cheeks flush with embarrassment when he realizes he might be short. Meanwhile, across the store, I catch sight of the woman still glaring, arms crossed, a few other customers glancing over. The air is tense. My boss looks over the man's shoulder at me, then nods, silently telling me to meet him at the register. The homeless man approaches, wringing the suit jacket in his hands. Thank you for your help, he mumbles. I think I can manage this if I just... He starts sorting through his money, counting the coins desperately. That's when my boss slides his own credit card across the counter to me. His voice is low but firm. Put it on this, he says. Then he turns to the man. Sir, I'd like to buy this suit for you. The man's jaw drops. His eyes dart around at the other customers, all of them watching. He looks caught between gratitude and utter humiliation. I can't accept that, he protests quietly. You barely know me. My boss shakes his head. I know enough. You're someone who needs a suit for a chance at a better life. That's all I need to know. So here's the deal. I buy you this suit, and after your interview, you come back here and apply for a job with me. Deal? Silence falls over the shop. Even the woman in the pencil skirt seems momentarily speechless. The homeless man stares at my boss, tears threatening to spill over. Finally, he manages a trembling nod. Deal, he whispers. Thank you. Thank you so much. I ring up the suit, my heart pounding with an odd mixture of nerves and excitement. The tension in the store still crackles, but now it's shifting. Some customers look touched by the kindness. Others, like the woman who complained, look like they don't quite know how to react. My boss hands the man his receipt and quietly wishes him luck in his interview. He thanks us again, his voice thick with emotion, before leaving with the suit draped over his arm, shoulders standing a little straighter now. And the drama doesn't stop there. You could practically feel the weight of judgment in that room lift as he walked out. The woman who demanded security hardly says another word. She finishes her purchase with stiff formality and rushes out. A few of the other customers come up to my boss later, praising his generosity or asking if they can donate something. It's as though witnessing that act of compassion sparked something in them, too. 2 years pass. We never really expected to see that man again. Sometimes people disappear after a single encounter, but not this time. He not only nailed the interview for the job he had that day, but he also followed my boss's advice and came back to apply at the store. Turns out he'd been passionate about fashion and menswear before he lost his job and his home due to a string of personal tragedies and bad luck. He got hired on the spot, first as a part-time sales associate, then worked his way up. Now he's my manager. He's married, to my boss's sister no less, and they have a little daughter together who toddles around the store whenever she visits, grabbing onto pant legs and giggling at all the shiny buttons on the jackets. The suits he wears now are impeccably fitted, and he's made it his mission to help anyone who wanders in, rich or poor, just like he was helped that day. Every time I catch him kneeling beside a customer, listening intently as they describe the kind of suit they need for work or an event, I'm reminded of how one small spark of kindness can be a turning point. We still have customers who walk in with preconceived notions, but now we have living proof standing behind the counter that reminds them. You never truly know someone's story until you give them a chance. And that day, despite the tension and drama in the store, a single act of generosity changed a man's life. And in doing so, changed ours too.